Currently, we are seeing Fusion Strike booster boxes go absolutely crazy. The booster box prices are nearing in on $800 already. We're going to break all of that down in this video, including other Sword and Shield booster boxes that are starting to move as well. And then towards the end of the video, we're going to talk about some pickups that I think are maybe a little bit more, not under the radar per se, but some sneaky good pickups moving forward, kind of in relation to what we're talking about in today's video. But first thing we need to address is I made a video about a week ago, maybe a little bit more. It was April 29th. And the title of that video was, I have never been more bullish. And it was in relation to Fusion Strike. And the reason I brought that up was because I was looking for some Fusion Strike booster boxes off of eBay and off of TCG Player. I wanted to pick some more up because I thought that it was just another set that I needed to add more boxes of currently for my collection. And I was trying to avoid paying like taxes and all that extra stuff. So I had reached out to a few people, and the sentiment was people didn't want to sell them. People didn't want to sell, and if they did, they wanted to sell well above market. So that is why I kind of was hearing that from multiple sources, right? That's what I was seeing myself. I had reached out to Pokey Plumber. He was going to a few shows. He was kind of helping me look and see, and obviously he wasn't wanting to sell Fusion Strike, right? So you put all of that together, and I just was getting the sense that Fusion Strike was getting ready to pop. And here we are. It happened a little quicker than anticipated, but Fusion Strike is absolutely blasting off right now, and we're going to jump straight into that. So, yeah, it was right about here. This was when I put the video out. April 29th, boxes were at $487. And now you can see the most recent sale right here. $742 for Fusion Strike booster box. Something to keep a note of on TCG Player as we look through these is the quantity currently available. So for Fusion Strike, 78 boxes are currently available on TCG Player. And just the people that were selling them, if they were selling them, they were wanting above market, right? And the reason they were wanting above market price is because they knew that Fusion Strike was going to move, right? They knew maybe they had seen or heard the demand, people asking for it. When a lot of people start asking for it, it's when you know. Also, Rudy from Alpha Investments recently talked about how people had been reaching out for Fusion Strike, and here we are. So 22% up on Fusion Strike booster boxes just in the past month, okay? A month ago, these were at $475, and now they got the market at $583, but give it a few more days, it's going to update, and this percentage gain is going to be even crazier. But check this out. Look at the lowest listeds. $742, and then it's just a few sales. 1, 2, 3, 4 sales, and we're at $800 including shipping. So Fusion Strike booster boxes are currently going to the moon right now, just absolutely blasting off. Like I said, lower supply, and people want top dollar for the box. If they're going to sell it, they want top dollar. So that's what we're seeing with the current market sentiment of Fusion Strike. Now, there are other sets that are continuing to move, and I think we're going to start to see Sword and Shield as a whole continue to move. And maybe, I don't know if this is like another start of a catalyst, because this is what people are going to do, right? Including myself, and probably including you guys, right? You look at Fusion Strike, and also to acknowledge, like, these are very expensive booster boxes currently. We're going to talk about more affordable stuff at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned to that. But you start to think, okay, well, Fusion Strike is like at 800, maybe some other sets are going to follow, and you start to look at other sets, right? So for example, Brilliant Stars is another one that is absolutely popping off right now. We're seeing $400 Brilliant Stars boxes already. And you can see 11% gain in the past month, which honestly isn't like the craziest, but you know, from 289 to 400, if these sales continue, like this is the lowest listed for Brilliant Stars, 400, right? And look at the supply. 65 boxes currently listed on TCG Player. Listed median price is at $496. We're going to round up to $500 for the sake of this video. So the listed median price is $500 for Brilliant Stars. Fusion Strike listed median, just to go back to that for a second, is $900. So there is still, I don't know where like Fusion Strike is gonna top off at. Also, something that does happen that is worth noting, and it might be a few boxes, is with when like Fusion Strike shoots up real quick like this, people will go, oh well, now I'm willing to sell because it's up, so then that they will sell. That can happen and bring the price back down a little bit. So just keep in mind that that can happen. Also, I've been hearing that, Fusion Strike was a lot more readily available in like the UK. So I don't know how many UK sellers are going to sell, right? So you might see some lower sales on eBay. So if you can pick some stuff up cheaper on eBay, if you're in the US, that can be a good route as well. So it just depends on what's available in what region. So something we talked about in the live stream yesterday. So keep that in mind. But yeah, Brilliant Stars is $400 a box now. You can see the most recent sales were all moving up. In the most recent at $380, but now we're at $400. Lowest listed supply starting to dry up, even for Brilliant Stars, which is a great set. I do love the Charizard from that set a ton. And then you got to start thinking too. The big dog of the era, obviously, is Evolving Skies, right? And we are seeing some growth on Evolving Skies. But what you will see here is there is a much higher supply available, 208 boxes. However, Evolving Skies is going to fall into that same category as Fusion Strike, right? People know that this box is going to be worth $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 a box. It's not a secret, guys, okay? So if they're going to sell it, look at the listed median price. $19.92. Pretty much the listed median price is $2,000. So I don't know if Fusion Strike moving up now is going to continue to push Evolving Skies, because now the other effect too is, well, if Fusion Strike is 8, maybe it gets to 9, I don't know, which would be crazy, but even at $800, you go, well, Evolving Skies is so much better. And then people start going, okay, well, now that they're closer in price, I think Evolving Skies is a good buy. Right, so then I don't know if that pushes. It's like a push and pull effect as the boxes go up. I'm not saying any of that is a guarantee, but when you start to look at it and think about it logically, there might be some more eyes going back to Evolving Skies. But lowest listeds right now, there is one at $1,450, but we're already at $1,500. A few sales go, and then we're in the $1,700s for Evolving Skies. So keep an eye for Evolving Skies to continue to move as well. So I kind of view the big three, something I've said on the channel many times, is Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, and Lost Origin. Those are my big three. I know a lot of people will, a lot of people will interchange like a Chilling Reign in there, and I could totally see it, right? People have different preferences for their boxes, but this is currently what we're seeing. And this is why with Scarlet and Violet boxes, being well over $200 and mid to $200, I was looking at being like, well, I think that Sword and Shield across the board are better pickups, considering you don't have to worry about reprints happening, and they're older sets now. And so that's where I was targeting a lot of sets. Like Fusion Strike I was wanting to add. Across the board, though, a lot of Sword and Shield stuff is pretty much what I've been trying to look at for the most part, as far as sealed boxes that I wanted to add to my collection. Silver Tempest is another set that overall a little bit of a weaker set, but people will want to always chase that Lugia. That Lugia art is top tier, and we're seeing, Silver Tempest start to move up closer to $300. You can see lowest listeds are around $290. With shipping, so maybe Silver Tempest might lag behind, but it's still one of those boxes that I do believe in will continue to do well. Listed median price is $315 for Silver Tempest, so this one hasn't had a ton of movement. I mean, it is up 21% in the past 3 months, but in the past month it's only up 3%. But this is another one of those boxes that might lag behind. This was one of the last ones to sell out on Pokemon Center as far as being available at MSRP. So even if it's not the strongest set, like I said, it has enough. The Lugia is enough to carry the box. So that's kind of my mindset with Silver Tempest. Chilling Reign, is up more in the past month. You can see a big uptick in sales right here. This is today, May 7th. So we might be starting to see Chilling Reign moving up. Listed median price $419, right? So now here's an example of just today. People are looking at the other sets that are potentially undervalued, especially when compared to Fusion Strike. So Chilling Reign, a ton of sales happening today. 26 items sold with 79 currently available. So and we're starting to approach a few more sales, and we're at $400 per box for Chilling Reign. So we're seeing it happen even today. 11%, 12% up just in the past month for Chilling Reign. And then you do have a set like Lost Origin, which you are seeing an uptick in sales, right? The 5th and the 6th, you're starting to see more sales happen. Now, we probably need to burn through a little bit of supply here. There's 144 boxes on TCG Player, but listed median price, $500. So we're probably going to see this one happen. Last time when Fusion Strike went, Lost Origin followed right behind. So keep that in mind. I really do like Lost Origin as well. I have it ranked personally as the number 2 set. Some people might call me crazy for that, and people have Fusion Strike as number 2. Obviously, right now, Fusion Strike, price-wise, cannot be argued as the number 2 set, right? So I'm not denying that by any means. But I like Lost Origin just a little bit more personally. But you can see right now, lowest listeds, we're at 400, which is right a little bit above market price currently for Lost Origin. So we'll see if it moves up closer to 500, how much that affects it. It's really not up that much in the past month. It dipped down a little bit, down to 378. Now we're seeing closer to $400 for Lost Origin. So that's mostly what we're seeing as far as booster boxes go. However, booster boxes are very expensive, all of them across the board, especially Sword and Shield. But if you want to get into Sword and Shield product, this is kind of the interesting time where, because they are so expensive, people will also start to look towards the other products, the ETBs, even sleeved packs, like starting with Fusion Strike. And this was something we were seeing with Evolving Skies. When Evolving Skies was first starting to get expensive, if you want to get in, ETBs, like Fusion Strike ETBs are still relatively affordable, considering they're at like $800 a booster box now, where we do have, and actually this is getting to be low supply here for 57 ETBs. This is the regular ETB for Fusion Strike, but they're around 150. They have shot up, 35% in the past 3 months. I am acknowledging that, and 10% in the past month. But the explosiveness that we're seeing with the booster box, I think that ETBs are a great pickup, as well as sleeved booster packs. Sleeve booster packs, it's just one of those things, as more time goes on and as these boxes get even more expensive, if you want to get into having some, it's also cool just to get all the different artworks on the sleeve boosters. That's a cool thing to have in your collection as well, so you can at least have a piece. So there are different entry points and different price points that everybody can kind of get into for these sets moving forward, before they are just too expensive. You give it more time as the years slowly go by. Packs are ripped. Rip and ships are at all-time highs. People want to rip these sets still. People want to rip Sword and Shield. They want to chase the Gengar, the Moonbryon, all of this stuff, right? So just keep that in mind. There are certain times when, obviously I still believe booster boxes are king, especially for the Sword and Shield era. But there are times when it starts to look like, you kind of can't go wrong with any product of the era. And that's just where we're at right now. So just keep that in mind moving forward, as I do genuinely believe that booster box will continue to remain king. But once they get to a price point that's just like kind of unobtainable, which, they're not there yet. They're still very expensive, but things are going to change, and then ETBs and these sleeved will become more expensive, and people will still want those moving forward. So just keep that in mind. So very affordable ETBs of these sets as well. They might lag behind. It might take a little while for them to catch up in price. Even Lost Origin, it is under $100 currently. And you can see a much more supply, 211 available on TCG Player, and still being up 30%. So they have seen some pretty big growth recently. But if you're under the time frame of you're looking years down the road, these are good pickups. These are good pickups. I genuinely do believe that. So you got your Lost Origin. Oh, I have one. I got one right here on display. So Lost Origin looking good as well. It might be lagging a little bit behind Fusion Strike, right? Same thing with your Brilliant Stars with the booster boxes that are moving there as well. You can get these ETBs for around $80 currently. So ETBs available, and then obviously the big dog that we have to talk about at the end is Evolving Skies again. But ETBs very expensive for Evolving Skies, $263, which is kind of to be expected for Evolving Skies. Like, that's not a surprise by any means. Listed median price is $300. And lowest listeds were already into the 280. So I don't know if these are going to be moving up like too rapidly right now, but just keep in mind that very desired product, obviously, anything Evolving Skies, including sleeved packs. Sleeve packs are $30 now. I remember when they were like $9 and $10. Not really that long ago, honestly. But this is just your example of what you can kind of see. And like, obviously Evolving Skies is the GOAT, right, of the era. It's the top tier. But these are already at $30 per sleeved pack. So just keep that in mind. So, and this is just one of those, and I like to look at tag team, moving forward, as well as like Sun and Moon tag team, where those boxes are at, where those sleeve packs are at. So that's kind of where I see Evolving Skies going, if not surpassing Team Up, sorry. If not surpassing that set at one point, potentially. I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely possible. I'm not saying it necessarily will or won't, but I could see a scenario in which it could pass it. I could see a scenario in which it just equals it. I don't know. But I do know that rip and ships are, burning through product left and right. And so the sealed supply is going to continue to go down. And Sword and Shield, I'm still currently targeting Sword and Shield boxes whenever I can afford them. And that is the unfortunate thing about being on a budget, right? I'm on a limited income, so I can't just buy as much as I would like, or I would be loading up massively on pretty much all Sword and Shield sets across the board. But I just we had to retouch on Fusion Strike because this is insane what we're seeing. And yeah, it was just a little bit over a week ago that I was saying this is the most bullish I've ever been, and then all of a sudden, here we are. So Fusion Strike popping off, and I think we're going to continue to see Sword and Shield pop off across the board. And like I said, I don't know if this is the catalyst that's starting another movement of boxes. They were stagnant for a while, and that's kind of what we see. They hang out, they chill for a while, and then they move up, and then other ones move up, and then they chill for a while, and then they move up, and they just staircase. They just climb. So that's what that's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see what we talk about tomorrow. Oh, also Black and White pre-orders could be going live today, so just keep an eye out for that. We didn't see that yesterday, so should be happening this week, potentially today. Keep an eye out for that. But I had to talk about Fusion Strike today. So that's all I have for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're 18 minutes into the video and you're not already subscribed, obviously you enjoyed the content enough to watch this far. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, it would mean a lot. I do post daily videos about shiny pieces of cardboard. So if you want to stay up to date on the latest price movements, news, leaks, all of that good stuff, hit the subscribe button, enter the giveaway. It should be popping up here as we near 20K subs. So that's all I have. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, it was never FaZe.